Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What's going on with your money in April, huh? Are you the MaD King? Find out. Hello, Gemini. This is Joe with Divine Daily Tarot, and I'm going to do a reading for you for the month of April 2020 regarding your finances, money, work, career, wealth, abundance, anything that has to do with the general topic of finances and work life. Additionally, I read cards that jump out, and so that may happen in this reading. I do not usually read cards in reverse in a general reading, but I may, depending on how it feels. Also, just a quick side note, yes, I do read cards at face value, and no, I don't always read cards at face value. I definitely go with my intuition and my gut and what I feel and hear intuitively, and that overrides anything else. So additionally, one more thing, how do you know if this reading is for you? If it makes you feel something, you know this reading is for you. If it doesn't, then check back for another reading for your sign, or check out other people, and they may have the message you are looking for. So with that said, we are going to do Gemini for the month of April 2020, money and work, career, abundance, wealth, prosperity. Gemini 2020 of April 2020, Gemini, April 2020. Now I did pre-shuffle these, but I'm going to mix them up until I get the little nudge to go ahead and start pulling some cards. I'm going to try and break it down over the 4-week period. Here we go. This one here wants to come out. I'm going to try and break it down over the 4-week period, and we'll see how it all blends together. So bear with me as I kind of move through the 4 cards and try to piece together the month for you. And I apologize about the echo in here. This is what I got to work with right now. The acoustics are terrible in my dining room. Alright, so that's 4 to start. So for the first week, the card we have is the Ace of Cups. And that's a fitting way to start a month, I think. You have, the 8 of Cups for the second week. You have the 3 of Pentacles for the third week. And you have the King of Wands for the 4th week. So let's see if we can break this down and pull out some messages. The Ace of Cups, usually, any ace is about generally a beginning, a new start, a new message, a new action, a new thought. So something new has got your attention for the first week of April. You're feeling something new, you're thinking something's stirring your emotions, or somebody maybe has some kind of offer for you, could be. But the second week, it looks like you're turning your back on that. So let's see what we get. You got a lot of water. So you have the 6 of Cups for the Ace of Cups, just to kind of clarify where we're going with this. So you may indeed have some type of new foundation that you're laying, and this actually could be very interpersonal within your family and or your friends. This could also signify your work life as well, your co-workers. So the Ace of Cups, you have a new foundation, or you're trying to start with a new foundation. And perhaps you are reevaluating what it is that not only brings you money, but actually brings you joy in what you're doing. And so the Six of Cups, I kind of just really get the overall feeling that maybe you aren't doing what really brings you fulfillment, and that is causing you to probably rethink what you're doing. Are you just working for money, or are you working for money and a purpose? I don't know, but that's the message I get for the first week. But you may be trying to lay a new foundation because you may indeed feel like your purpose and what you're doing to earn doesn't line up. We're gonna pull another one for this. We have the Five of Wands. So yes, there's definitely that conflict. So you do have some conflict regarding that area of your life where you are wanting to really lay a new foundation, or you really want to take that one thing that's really big and passionate in your heart, that's really feeling, and you want to go with that. And so there's some conflict here. This could be strictly internal conflict. I would say that probably this is not entirely internal conflict, because if it were the Five of Swords, I would tend to think that. So there may be some upset in taking your own internal dialogue and voicing that to some people around you. They may not like what you have to say. They may not like what you're feeling in your current situation. So I would be pretty sure to say that you may be communicating, or you may be getting ready to communicate what it is that's heavy on your heart, what it is that your soul is really just calling out to you for. I know that may sound a little corny, but that's the message that I get. And we'll clarify this at the end a little bit more with another deck, but let's go on to the second week. We have the Nine of Cups. So walking away from this dissatisfaction that you are kind of having this inner turmoil over during the first week of April. You may be getting ready to leave back behind you the cups that aren't full, your cups that contain what it is you don't really want. It's empty, superficial kind of feeling, and this may be as a result in the months prior. You could have had some kind of upset in your life that has really caused you to kind of have some kind of awakening, some kind of spiritual jolt, or it could be is for no reason at all, this dark night of the soul where you really just are longing and you're struggling internally. Excuse me. I apologize, my throat is dry. But so you're leaving behind with the Eight of Cups in the second week, and you are kind of going right to the Nine of Cups, which is essentially wish fulfillment. However, this doesn't mean that in the second week, you walk away from something and your wish comes true. This is really about your intention. This is really about what it is that you intend to do, what it is that your heart wants. And whatever it is that you want that you're not doing right now. Let's pull one more for the second week. We have the King of Wands. So this is fire. We do have some fire, and we have quite a bit of water in here. So the King of Wands may represent what it is you are going to take on as a persona moving on from here in this second week. There's a level of assertiveness that you wish to project. There's a level of standing your ground and doing what it is that you finally want to do in this lifetime and not what society expects of you. So in order to move on and really harness this whole perception of what it is that's going to fulfill you, that's going to light up essentially your spirit and your soul to move on from this emptiness to this fullness that you want to embody, you have to take on, in your perception, this King of Wands, this bravery, this wisdom, a bit of fierceness, determination, assertiveness, passion. So there's all these elements here in the second week that you are probably going to start to find coming up from your inside, from your core, and you may start to project that out in your personality. Now in the third week, we have the Three of Pentacles here, and this generally could say this is like a commerce, business, any type of work-related stuff, usually, not always, but this is about cooperation on the bigger picture. But I don't know that that's what this is about here, because this is the first week to the second week is like this transformation that you really are pushing yourself to go through. And this Three of Pentacles with the Four of Wands is this is pretty interesting, because this cooperation and this cooperating, reciprocating, getting along, could be partnerships and things like that, and the interpersonal relationships that I mentioned earlier here, which could be coworkers, even family. It's probably more closer people that are close on your inner circle over here. There may be a point where you are trying to really get people to see your vision. The Four of Wands is like celebration, accomplishment, arriving, feeling like you arrived. It could represent a wedding, or any type of event like that. But anyhow, I think what your hope is that you are going to be able to get people to accept what it is that you are doing, what you are wanting to do. You are probably wanting to involve some people in what it is that you want to take on. And this is probably a long-standing thing that you have some dreams, some visions, some goals that you've had, and you're probably wanting to incorporate these people that are kind of giving you, I don't want you to look at it as conflict like a fight, but might be questioning what you're doing. And you're wanting to really get them to see your point of view. And I think that becomes the forefront in that third week, really trying to get people on board with your perception and your idea of what it is that you believe in. And if this is represents that, your idea of that, being able to bring that into your picture here is, to you, would be like a victory. This is a victory. This is a reason to celebrate. I have people on my team, in my corner, and they're not really questioning me anymore on what it is that I want to do. So you definitely have some changes coming here in the third week. How this plays out could be interesting. Let's see what we get for one more here. We have the Two of Cups. So I think that you are successful in trying to get people to recognize that this is more to you than just work and business. There's something more to what it is that you want to do that brings you actual meaning and fulfillment and purpose, and allows you to earn a living at the same time. That comes from this King of Wands here. That embodying that energy will most likely help to bring people on your side, in your corner, on your team, and you'll likely end up with cooperation coming out of that, because this Three of Pentacles signifies that as the base, and then we are confirming that with the Four of Wands, that accomplishment, and the Two of Cups. To me, this is not a romantic card. This is a card of coming together, and that's mutual. Finally, the fourth week, we have the King of Wands again. I totally forgot that we pulled that. So this, to me, is interesting in itself. I hadn't been paying attention to what is going on over here, and we did have the King of Wands. We have it two times. And to me, that is the predominant theme here for the month of April. The King of Wands is that persona and that ideology that you want to take on and that you will take on in order to advance yourself to where it is you want to go. So, and I think you're quite successful at that. We see it here in the second week. We see some results from that in the third week, and going into the fourth week, I think you're comfortable in that role. It probably suits you well. Now, you are an air sign, but you could have lots of fire in your chart, or your personality could be weighted heavily with fire characteristics. And look, like I said, we keep talking about fire energy here. You have the Six of Wands. And interesting enough, there really is only one card related to anything that has to generally do with material aspects, and that's this Three of Pentacles. So what you're wanting to do is probably more noble and virtuous than it is material, for material gain or selfish gain. There's definitely a purpose in this. And so you have the Six of Wands in this fourth week, which again is that overcoming the gamut of the conflict that you may have started out with, to persevering and pushing through, getting people on your team, on your side, in your corner, to understand what it is you're trying to do. And you end up here with just this overall fire energy of being ready and able to take things on in a big fashion. Now, sometimes people have really big dreams, and they may go after their dreams and they may not. But it's better to go after a big dream and not succeed than it is to succeed at doing nothing at all. So this is definitely about that big dream. And we have the Fool. So what did I say about this over here? The Ace of Cups, the foundation for the new start. And here you have, by the end of April, probably have this starting to advance forward. Now, keep in mind, these weeks in April, these could blend together. One could be here a little bit, one could be over here. If you're cross-watching for somebody, roles can be somewhat reversed or interchangeable here, but this is basically not a read that is grounded in the material things. It definitely has a lot of nobility and virtue to it, and especially with the two King of Wands in here, it does feel like that's where you're heading, that's your objective. And so this encompasses not only just your career and your work, your money and prosperity, but it feels like it has a higher calling. So we're going to pull a couple more cards, and we have the Page of Pentacles here on the bottom of this deck that we laid out. So if we laid one more card, I would say that going into May, you may start to get some communication about what it is that you need materially to bring all of this together to start to kind of piece together this entire new path that you're taking. And finally, let's just pull two more. Okay, the Seven of Coins. Finally, we see a little bit further down the path, and this could be that number 7, could be 7 months. I don't think it would be 7 weeks, but it's probably 7 months. You may start to see the rewards flow in from your work and efforts. And the Three of Swords, careful of self-doubt and self-sabotaging thoughts. Don't let anybody get in between you and what it is that you're trying to do, and stay true to yourself. So that's what I have for you, Gemini, for the month of April. If you like this, if you found it helpful, inspirational, if you found the message to fit with you, like I said, you'll know it's for you if you feel something. If you don't and you know that's not for you, I encourage you to wait for another video or check out some of the many other videos on YouTube. And like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. Thank you.